welcome back to my channel. It's Bunta once again. Thanks so much for tuning in. But before I get into the video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Do not forget to do that. Yeah, let's just get into the video. So for today's video, I really wanted to get real with you guys and talk about the cost of struggling with chronic pain. I shared my endometriosis story, and with that comes heavy periods, heavy bleeding, just a lot of pain, back pain, knee pain, just all kinds of pain. And I just wanted to share with you guys, just on average, how much you can be spending dealing with this pain. So whether you also struggle maybe with fibroids or PCOS, adenomyosis, all these related issues, if you know about chronic pain, you probably can relate to this video. But I think this is also just for me to appeal to whether it's HR departments, the government, whoever is in charge, to sort of understand that, look, one, give people that are menstruating, give them days off, please. And also understand that people need to be paid more. Anyone struggling with chronic pain or menstruators, let me say, it's not cheap, and I'm just gonna get into some of the costs, right? So this is some of the things that on average I spend, sometimes every single month, and then sometimes it varies, so I'm just gonna break down the things, and this may not be what everyone needs or what everyone gets, but this is just on average some of the things that I have to pay for, and it's such a struggle. So let me just get into it. I actually I created a list here, so I'm gonna break it down for you, okay? On average, right, it's a lot of painkillers, and I took some of the basic ones. I said if you're using Gen Pain, for example, right, that's about 77.95 Rand for 30 capsules. And let's say you're using 2 of those per month. That comes down to 155.90 Rand. Sometimes the pain is so bad, you're actually using maybe 3 packets. And I know it sounds bad. I don't encourage overdosing or anything like that, right? But sometimes the pain is that bad, and sometimes people deal the way they feel they need to deal, all right? 3 packets of that could be 233.85 Rand. Already, it's a lot, okay? And then I'm gonna get into the supplements, right? So D3 is 94.95 Rand. Magnesium for 30 capsules, 96.95 Rand. Vitamin C with 100 capsules is 99.95 Rand. So sometimes you're using these supplements twice a day, every single day. So even those 100 capsules are probably gonna run out in the month. Then you have to top up and get another one, all right? And yes, it may overlap into the next month, but these are the costs. So let's say you get 2, right? 199.90 Rand. Iron. So I generally take liquid iron, and I'm anemic, so because there's a lot of heavy bleeding all the time, I have to take iron, or else I'll just have low energy levels all the time, or just I'm gonna feel exhausted, you know what I mean? So I take Fluoradics, or for the sake of this video, I'm using Fluoradics as an example, which is what I would buy every so often, right? A 250 ml bottle is 316.95 Rand on its own, okay? That's gonna finish in the month if you're consistent, if you're taking it right, and then you know that you should be taking vitamin C for the absorption of iron. Not easy, okay? Zinc, 79.95 Rand, right? That's also 100 tablets, but because again, you're probably taking it every single day, you may have to buy an extra one, right? But I didn't include a second bottle, the cost of it, right? For pads alone, I feel like pads should be free. One, or at least like make it cheaper. Just make it cheaper. But I'm definitely advocating for free pads for all. Please, Mr. President. On average, I know they could be cheaper, and I know the prices vary, right? But I'm just taking on average and what maybe I may be spending, right? Packet of 10, 12 Rand 95, okay? Let's say 5 of those, because when you're heavy bleeding, you're changing 3-4 times in the night, multiple times during the day, and like it's a lot, okay? So that's 64 and 75, okay? A visit to the GP. Let's just say you're going once and it's an emergency, maybe you need some pain management, 600 to 800 Rand, right? Let's say you're doing that twice a month because anyone really struggling with pain, you may feel that I need to see a doctor, right? That's not sustainable, obviously, and you just have to deal at home. But let's say you have the funds or whatever, right? Twice a month to see, just to consult the doctor. This is not for other maybe additional things. 600 to 800 Rand a month times 2, 1.6, okay? It's a lot. All right, medical aid. Not everyone has medical aid, and my experience is that, you know, I was paying for a certain package, right? And, or rather, let me say, yeah, my medical aid plan was for a certain amount. Because I was sick all the time and I was in so much pain all the time, it no longer like was helping me. You know, I didn't have any savings. They got finished all the time. Within like a month, 2 months, I'm done. And then in order to like save up for a while, that takes a while, but I need blood tests, I need pain management, I need to see a doctor, I need this and that, over and over again in a month sometimes, you know. So let's say one plan would be, and this is not considering all medical aid, you know, plans, okay? It's just my experience. Let's say started with 1,600. That was not enough because I didn't have access to, let's say, maybe hospital care or surgery, whatever, okay? Had to increase it, and it could range now between 2.7 and 3,000, all right? Include gap cover because I've had to be admitted to hospital, okay? And sometimes there's amounts that maybe medical aid won't cover, or again, savings are finished, or whatever the case is, then you have to pay extra. But now the extra becomes almost like so unaffordable that you're just like, oh my gosh, let me just go home and deal with my pain. Gap cover about 220 Rand a month, 219, okay? Heating pads, let's say there's 5 in a pack, and let's say you use one every single day, because sometimes it would fade, it would like stop feeling, you know, effective. You use 2 in a day. So let's just say you're using for your period, and let's say your period is 5 days and it's extremely painful throughout those 5 days. A Femagene heating pack is 121 Rand 95, okay? Toilet paper. Can we just talk about how much toilet paper we use when we're on our periods? I just feel like it's a lot. It's a lot, guys. You know, it's I mean, I don't mean to obviously just be so graphic, but I'm trying to have real conversations here. It's the heavy bleeding. You're constantly wiping all this blood that will not stop coming out. And then it's the diarrhea sometimes, you know, and you're constantly you're just always in the toilet, okay? A lot of the time. And then it's just so much toilet paper being used. So I didn't even put like the real cost of what it would be, but let's say we put like 20 bucks for toilet paper, right? Ginger tea, let's say for bloating, and just to, you know, feel a little bit better, and, you know, here and there you just want to drink some. a pack is 61 rand 99. I have not included some of maybe the other things that different people may use, may need. I haven't included other types of medication that I have, I have been prescribed. And I do take into consideration that some of these things you don't buy every single month. But now imagine if you did. And a lot of these things you do buy every month, or you do have to pay for every single month, right? I just feel that dealing with, things like endometriosis, fibroids, like I mentioned, other things like that, just the fact that we have our periods, these things need to be taken into consideration, and they need to lower prices on certain things to accommodate us, So in total, 5,815 rand 29 cents. That's a lot. Okay, people aren't earning that. I can't imagine being in a position where, one, you're worrying about how much pads are. That's essential, okay? And then having to deal with pain. That's another thing. So if you don't have, let's say, the right support or the right finances, it's not sustainable. And honestly, this is why it can affect also your mental health, because you're just like, I'm in so much pain, but there's nothing I can do. There's no money, there's no support. Medical aid also is not helping, and then sometimes there's no medical aid in place, so I know that I am speaking maybe from a place of privilege, and I do understand that. But this is for me to sort of reach out to people, to just be a little bit, more kind to people that menstruate and go through pain and then just have a period every month. So when, people want those care packages, guys, send them, send money, send whatever, because it is not easy. It's not cheap being a menstruator, and that's just the truth. So I thought I should just share a video on some of the costs around having heavy periods and dealing with chronic pain, just so that people can get like a real understanding. And just, even for myself, when I was looking at it, I was just like, oh my gosh, wow, this cannot be sustainable. This is not even me including, let's say you're choosing a healthy diet and stuff, because healthy food is expensive as well, but just to appeal to, I guess, anybody really, to really take note of how costly things are. But I didn't want to make this video very long or anything, but I really, really appreciate you for tuning in. Thanks again for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, give a comment to me. Tell me, what else would you want to know? Do you want to maybe know some of the products that I use, or for pain management? I can maybe share that again in a different video. But thanks, guys.